Beautiful and amazing. Royals of Afrika. All right, so you can see. Uh, right to my beautiful, amazing Africa. Check on my phone. Okay. Can you guys see me? Am I freezing? Let me see. Let me see. Thing off. Hello to my beautiful and amazing Royals of Afrika. Mbolo. Mbolwani, my people. This is your queen, Queen Ngningone II, 17th generation crown queen of the Fang people, also known as the Immortals. Thank you so much for your patience. Your queen is royally late today, and I'm having little technical difficulties. So bear with me, okay? We have another important message for us tonight. So, to my beautiful and amazing Royals of Afrika, welcome back to Nubia the Path to Return, the home of the African Royals. Now, if you are new to my channel and you like my vibe, stick around, you might just learn something. All right, so today, before I start, I would like to give thanks to all of you liking the videos and sharing them. Okay, that's a way of supporting my work. So the videos will be suggested to more people. And also, I would like to thank all our amazing Monkozis and Kandakis out there faithfully donating to my work. Be blessed. It shall always be multiplied. So today I have a very important topic. We will continue on the mission of the woman on earth. Tomorrow we will do part 3. All right, there's more to learn, as you know. So we want to give thanks to our brothers over in Zola Bantu, the content contributing and basically spreading the Zola, the love among us. Today we will talk about brotherhood and sisterhood, the Bantu way. Okay, my lovelies. So let's get into it. So, for those of you who speak the English language, okay? So, you have to look up the definition of the word brother, all right? So, there's the word brother. Let's look it up. And guess what? I just screen share today. All right, we'll go over the lesson and then we will chit chat for a little bit. I see all my beautiful and amazing Royals of Afrika in there. I see Monkozi Philippe Fortune. I see you, Monkozi. I see our Monkozi Ernest Parker. Monkozi, how are you? I see my queen Bantu mother. I also saw my other queen, Pamela Hearn. Welcome, welcome. Oh, we have a returning Monkozi, J.R. Meadows. Welcome. Of course, Mazambi Zola. Welcome, my brother. Welcome. So who else do we have? We also have Kimuntu. Kimuntu. Mbolo. Paulette Scale. You welcome, my beautiful queen. Welcome, welcome, welcome home. Welcome to our royal palace in the Americas. Today we will talk about brotherhood and sisterhood, the Bantu way. So, okay, I have the video pulled up. Let me share the screen. Okay, share screen. All right, so select window screen. Okay, let me see. Okay, brother. We're getting there, my people. Oh, God. Okay. So I'm sharing this is working. All right, what are you seeing? Oh, I need to go back. Stop. All right, stop sharing the screen. So now let me pull this. Okay, this is a page. Or it's gonna be two monitor. Okay. No. Let me go back to figure this out. We're gonna get this today, my dear royals. Alors, S et Shift. D'accord. Voilà. Alors, c'est... Oh my God. And my son is not here to help me figure this out. I mean, he should share. Let me say, Shift. He's still sharing the screen. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, I have to go back. Stop. All right, stop sharing the screen. So, okay. Now let me pull this. Okay. Okay. Page. Okay, never mind. So let us just shoot. Gosh, I need to practice this. Oh, see more royals in. Of course, La Bantu is beautiful and amazing Royals of Afrika. So today we will talk about the Brotherhood. Forgive your queen. I am still learning to get tech, but anyway, I will read. So for the English language definition of brother, okay, it says a man or boy in relation to other sons and daughters of his parents. Okay, so that's what the definition for brother is, and that's what the definition for sister is. All right. Now, when it comes to us, Bantu people, right? Our elders tell us that when you want to try to find out the word, the meaning, the root meaning of a word, in any of our languages, it's very necessary to break it down because it's a very expressive language. I mean, they have words for everything we need, and as we go into that, we don't have, because they did not exist in our culture or our civilization. Okay, So our elders, tell us that you have to break down the word. Okay. So, like for example, for us, the Fang people, um, we have a word that we use just, to describe brother Monedzang. Okay, it means, the child of my mom or the child of my father. We Bantu people will call the child Mon in the Fang people. Other Bantu group call it Mwana. Okay, Mwana, Mon, and the plural of it is with a B. Bon, Bana. Okay, so in Africa, we use the term Mwanana or Mwatata, child of my father, child of my mother. They teach us that word to kind of, inculk the depth of the relation between brother and sister. Because, like, for example, the way people definition, I should say English language definition, right? It says a man or a boy, I should say for sister, it should say a woman or girl in relation to other sons and daughters of parents, right? They say that in relation, so they define it like they have to be in relation to be considered such. But for us Bantu people, that word brother or sister has a deeper meaning. All right. So per the European definition, is like there's got to be a relation there for that word brother, or that word, for that relationship, for that word brother or word sister to even bear any value. Now the Bantu people, they tell us it doesn't matter whether you get along with your brother or not. He is or she is Muatata, Muanana. So you see, when you are now taken out of the equation and you are still forced, okay, to kind of have a certain level of regard, because at the end of the day, that's your father's child, that's your mother's child, and harming them will be harming your father or harming your mother. So that's why us Bantu people, for example, when we are in conflict, with one another, let's say we are arguing, we are fighting, like in a heat moment, like during a big kind of argument. When we want to start toning it down, when we want to, remind our brother or our sister that I know we're fighting, we're arguing, but nevertheless, remember who we are to one another. I am your father's child, and you are my father's child. So independently of us getting along, independently of us loving each other or not, we are to maintain a certain level of still care, still respect, because of that father or because of that mother you guys share. So you see, for our people, brotherhood and sisterhood runs deeper. It's just not like we have to be in relation for what's going on here. Can you see me? Give a thumb up if you can see me, because on the okay. So you see that, that word alone, even when I argue with my sisters, when it gets too heated up, I'm always the one to shoot that word. Mwanana, listen to me. And that word does something to us in terms of anger, when things are about to get out of hand. You know, we always use that word. Mwanana, we spell it MWAN. Some people put E, some people put A at the end. MWANE. Like we have a Monkosi called Mwanzambi. It means child of Zambe. Okay? So we have to keep that in mind, that in the relationship with each other, with one another, there's still a certain level of respect to maintain due to the fact that we share the same ancestry. This is in the frame of a family, your brothers, your sister, no matter how hard you guys fight, you always have to keep that word in mind. Mwanana, mwantata. Okay? As much as I want to you, but I know if I do, my father will grieve, my mother will grieve. You see? And out of love and respect for these people, all right, we have to know when to cut it. We have to know, if we can move forward with the issue. Do we need to sit down again and stuff like that? Because we have that common bond, we have that common father, we have that common mother. Now, the European definition suggests that a relationship has to be there for that word to even bear any value. Now, for us, it's not something we have options of. It's not like, you can choose to have a brother or not have a brother. So even if you guys get to a point where you don't have a contact with them and stuff like that, but always keep in the deepest level of your soul that's your father's child, your mother's child. Okay, so I want you guys to learn these words: mwanana, mwatata, and if it's plural, bananana, banatata. Like we said, tata zambe. Tata is father, but it's like a very, it's a way of calling father with a lot of affection. We said tata. Okay, so mwatata. So it's like, no matter how much you get on my nerve, but nevertheless, we have that common bond. So even in fighting, let us never get savage. We have to get to a point where we agree to disagree and still know that we must respect our brother, know that we must respect our sister. This is the real brotherhood. We also have to, I know that colonization brought a lot of things that unfortunately have infiltrated our mores, and everything is kind of, confused and stuff, but nevertheless, we still have the elders around to tell us what is what. So it's just like me, the way I view you, the diaspora, you guys are banatatas and banananas. Okay? Children of my fathers and daughters, sons and daughters of my mothers. Although with many of you, we don't know each other personally, but that in mind, that you were pulled from the same land as I came from. Had they left us alone, maybe we'd be shopping in our jungle, in one of our super luxury mall, if they had left us alone, right? So for that, people say that Africans, they seem to be like all of them related. Yes, we go from the fact that we come from one common ancestor, and it's Tatan Zambe. This is who we get our oneness from. The oneness we must obey, the oneness we must regard, the oneness we must keep in mind in all our dealings. So you see, when we are there violating each other, doing horrible things to each other, who are we really offending? Okay, on the living realm, we're offending our fathers, because your father is my father. Our elders tell us we are one. So let not us, get confused to the point where we try to fight colonialism, which came and really, they found us divided. But when we adopted their ways, we got even more divided because of the way they live. Okay. Parents by age 18, they rush the kid out of the house. Go, 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 go and be on your own. No kid is the same. Some kids may be ready to move out of the house by age 18. Some of them even 16, they're ready. But others, they need a little more time. You need to spend more time with them, to coach them, to teach them about things. Some of our people put their kid out. They never taught them anything. Just put them out to go and get hurt, especially if you didn't spend the time to coach them. Our parents back at home, they take time to teach us stuff. Usually they will spend like an hour a day with us. So we will tell them about our day and so on and so on. And then, they take an opportunity to teach us stuff. So it's very important. So although, some of us could have siblings you can't stand, I know that the toxicity in some of our family is way too deep for anyone to even feel that they stand a chance to survive that toxicity by being around them. So what they do, they go as far possible as far as possible. All right. But in this time of healing, we have to heal our bad relationships. Yesterday, we talked about us women being the recipient of the flame of the light of God. So, and anything that is of God, it doesn't harbor resentment. I know that we women, we can hold a grudge for an entire lifetime and pretend we're okay. We can do that. So we need to heal our worst relationships, because if we are to practice oneness, okay, as a community, it starts within our homes, in our families. Now, please understand, I know that some people's family are extremely toxic, and we were enslaved and mistreated by narcissists. I mean, when you look at the system they set up, it's a narcissistic system. So what comes out of such system? Bunch of narcissistic individuals. All right. And unfortunately, many of us haven't received the proper help, the proper care. So we do live with family members who are sick. I'm like really, really sick. Okay. So we have to understand that as we healing, we have to start in our homes. We have to start among our family. I'm not asking people to run toward people who have done the worst to them, but find a place in your heart, to forgive whatever happened for your own good. Because remember yesterday we covered that, the woman is, the helper, not only of man, of humanity as a whole, because of that duality. Physically, she helps multiply in everything. She gives form. She purifies, she heals. She does all these things physically and stuff. And spiritually and stuff, she's the recipient of the light, of the flame of light of God on earth. So we need her to express love. We need her for purity to be around us in our, in the universe. We need her for justice to prevail from around us. So you see, the jewel she is. I mean, those of you who think of us that we are evil, we are mean, I beg you, my dear Royal, look at us as a necessary evil. And let's try to heal together. Okay? Because there's really no way around it. There is no way around it. The woman having such a vital function, and the man, has such a crucial function for us women. The man is our protection. Okay? So he is to ensure, that we good, and we are to ensure that he's good. So in healing, the African feminine, we have, number one, have to find out what her mission on earth is. based on what Tata Zambe told our ancestors, because the Western world, the women have their own mission. And I won't comment on it. I'm not one of their queen. I talk about us, Bantu, Afro, Congo, us. Okay? So, we have, we have our own, we have our own lives. We have our own beliefs. We have our own culture. We have our own spirituality. Now we're fighting for them to allow us to rule ourselves. As some of you know, those who watch African news, Mali did something impressive. Mali has undone 500 years of occupation and colonization in a matter of months. So first of all, one of the major handicap we have over there is the currency France put our countries under. So Mali basically told France to go home. They had to go. After 9 years of being there, terrorists, so-called terrorists, because they found out that France is the biggest terrorist. They're the one bringing these guys. They have these people on payroll. So as long as they found our brothers, to accept to go and terrorize their neighbors, they will be successful. So that's a topic for another day. So guess what? The military, made a coup, pushed the puppet out, and then they told France to, collect their nonsense and go. So they've been there for 9 years, and when they're there, guess what? That country pays the security bill. So can you imagine paying people a lot of money? You're already their economical slave, and I wait my words, because that's what their post-colonial agreements were about, to allow us to run on 20% of our capital and give 75 to 80% to them. So we still slave. All the Francophone countries, okay? Mali did something impressive. So they kicked out the puppet, all right? And of course, the French, all these countries, these rulers of this ending world, they set up this organization to use them as a whoop against people. So of course, they mobilize their puppets on the continent. They have that organization called CDAO. I don't know the English acronym. I don't care. So they have that organization of, an organization of the countries of West Africa. All right. Now the head puppet it's Nana Adofo, Kofi Nana Adofo of Ghana, right? So they put him front to go and read sanctions on Mali. So they asked the other African country. Is impressive. I mean, when we don't cultivate a sense of brotherhood, any demon could come from among us and rain hell on us, using our legs, using our own legs and arms. It's pitiful. So we need to go deep into that notion of brotherhood. All right. So they use the neighboring African country to isolate them. They cranked up the machine to really go down on them, like make them another Cuba or another Venezuela. No economical trade. They close their borders, just making them hell, and freeze their asset within that organization. So as I told you guys, that this decade of the Aquarius is going to be spirit-led. If the spirit of the creator is not with you, don't engage into anything. If you want to go out there for fame, to be seen, to be liked, to be adored, please reconsider. Being in the struggle is not for you, because they buy you out like that. So when the clowns around Mali went, except for one country, Guinea-Conakry, they lined up and said, no way, you are not coming from wherever to tell us to shut our borders to our brothers. We are the same people. We speak the same patois. We have families living on both sides of the borders. We don't care. Our border remain open to Mali. So the spirit of brotherhood is coming back in Africa, right? So what did Mali do? Assimi Goita, he's our son over there giving them hell. And by the way, keep him in your prayers. So he made a new security. He made a security agreement with Russia, and those of Marianne, of course, no, they won't go. So they're calling UN in. They're calling, German. German are now the ones who won't leave. They asked the Danish to leave. The Danish left. Now Germans are currently there saying, oh, they won't leave because there's still trouble. Because as you know, they think we are kids because we have been acting like kids. Okay? So it's important we understand that brotherhood. So that son of us, God bless him, he saw in that an opportunity to dismantle, that post-colonial deal. He brought the Russian in. And number two, what did he do? He started their own money. He said, okay, you're going to freeze our asset. We've been asking you to get us out of that stupid currency you want. So what they thought would be Mali demise, they went ahead and created their own money and launched it. On top of that, they took opportunity of that, I would say, misfortune, which really was a blessing in disguise, to drop French as official language. So in a couple of months, he was able to achieve what so many of our forefathers got killed over. So you see, the more somebody presses you down, seeing that an opportunity to break free. But we are not going anywhere if we are not united. We are not going anywhere if the African man and the African woman are not united. We are not going anywhere if the African women don't have a sisterhood. We're not going anywhere if the African man do not have a brotherhood. Okay? So, brother is somebody. A brother is somebody, no matter how much you get mad at, you can't strike, you can't take his life, you can't cause him big loss, because at the end of the day, you will answer to somebody. Muatata, muanana. My mother will grieve if I touch this idiot. My father would grieve if I touch this idiot. So for the sake of our parents, let's be at peace. Okay, my brother, we can't get along. I understand that. But please respect the fact that I have the right to stand my ground and to believe what I believe. If it will cause us to fall apart, so be it. But nevertheless, you are Muatata, you are Muanana. Always take that with you. It put brakes on our feet. I know a lot of us are dealing with a lot of anger. When a group of people have gone through the kind of abuse we went through, a lot of us have a lot of resentment. A lot of us have a lot of pain. A lot of us have a lot of things we haven't even touched. But we can cry all day as much as we want. Since we walked away from that concept that your brother is just not your brother, he's your father's child. And he's your mother's child. So even if the first relationship, you to him or you or her to you, fail, there's another backup relationship behind that. The relationship you have with that father, the relationship you have with that mother, that's striking him or her, you will cause them grief and pain and sorrow. That alone should allow us to cool down. So, ladies, I invite you to learn to practice it. We've been in the hand of these people for a long time, so we learn a lot of their ways. And our daughters especially have learned the ways, unfortunately, of the Muzungas. So in your interaction with your friends, don't have any friend that you're not ready to treat as a brother or as a sister. People have acquaintances, but when someone has access to your house, that's no longer a friend. That's more than a friend. Because Bantu people say, when you enter a man's house or a woman's house, you have entered her belly. And you know that in our belly, that's where we have all our vital organs. People who can potentially strike you, you don't allow them around you, much less in your house. So instead of taking value away from, the different relationships and stuff, we need to add value. We need to redefine our relationships. So I invite all of you to reach out. We start with the family members because remember, it's to us Tata Nzambe gave the mission to teach the world that we are indeed one. But we can teach Jack to anybody if we're not practicing it ourselves. So we can practice it at the level of the community if we are unsuccessful practicing it in our families. So let's start to ground zero. So I invite each one of you, okay? This is a royal decree. As we embark in this journey, we have to heal. It starts with healing the poor relationships we have with people around. Call your brother, call your sister, or send them a voice message or a text message. Tell them, I watched a video with Queen Ngningone, and she taught me something. Per our people, brother and sister is deeper than just us sharing the same parent. That being in relations because we share the same parents. No. There's a backup relationship that you must obey, that you must revert, that you must respect. The fact that that brother of yours or that sister of yours comes from the person you call father or mother. So when we can apply that in the family, then we can take it, in the community level. Regardless of the religion, if you in whatever religion, right, you have to understand. If you don't understand that there's one source, I call him Zambe. My people call him Zambe because we know his name is Zambe. So however you call it, if you believe in one source, okay, we all come from that one source. Keep that in mind. So call your brother, call your sister, tell them. Per our people, Bantu people, regardless of our relationship, regardless of what you've done to me, regardless of what I've done to you, nevertheless, you are Mwanana to me. You are Mwatata to me. Okay? So, Mwatata, Mwanana, when you say somebody, Mwanana, why are you killing me? It makes them stop. Because of that mother. You have invoked the mother that is between you two. So learn to cultivate that kind of brotherhood. No brotherhood is perfect. Brotherhood, sisterhoods have, their imperfections. But take that concept that your brother is your mother's child, is your father's child. That's why when we were little, when we go play outside, I'm sure your mothers used to tell you to, whether you're born in the diaspora or on the continent, don't come home without them. The youngest one. Because you know the day you show up home without your brothers, that woman gonna throw herself to the ground. You don't want to see African moms cry. She will start, despair. You don't want to see that woman get there. So we have to cultivate that kind of brotherhood and sisterhood. Now, our elders tell us that a brother has different function. Okay? Your brother or your sister. Your brother is your sister. Should be a friend. Your first friend should start in the house. You should have your first friend in the house. So if some people and stuff don't take the time to cultivate relationship with the siblings, for whatever reason, as you heard yesterday, the woman bring forth that, you heard that the spirit, we serve as a bridge, we serve as a bridge. So from the spiritual world, to the ancestral, to our world, and then the child is born. You heard spirit. Okay. So the spirits are spirit. We have to have that understanding that we can have the same father, same mother and stuff, and found ourselves living with people who don't share anything in common. Of course, they're different spirit. Maybe it's another, somebody who wasn't related to your family member who reincarnated there, but who has a purpose. Everybody has a purpose. So try to find out what you want to learn from your toughest relationship. It's all about learning. But before we can practice oneness on the global scale, even present it to people, we have to be the ambassadors and masters of that oneness. And what's going to help us practice that oneness is that concept that you, my brother, you are Mwanana. If I hurt you, a woman who looks just like my mom gonna mourn. She gonna roll herself in the dust because of the pain I caused her. It will not just be you anymore. It will be her. So you see, our elders tell us that a brother is a friend. You have to have that kind of friendly relationship. I mean, you guys are family, okay? A sister. Now we have two different kind of family. The family we're born with and the family Tatanza may give to us as a gift. Also keep that in mind. So a person you have accepted or you revere or you look at as brother, you got to be a friend to him, okay? Brother, our elders also tell us that your brother is your assistant. That's why when we get married, our sisters are the one doing our hair, hooking up our fashion or whatever major event, you will have your sister there or your brothers there. Okay? So a brother has that function, a sister has that function too. You have to be of assistance. If your brother is down, speak word of wisdom to him, lift him up. Okay? If your brother is short of money or something, give him money. Lift up a burden for him. You have to kind of be of this kind of assistance. Today's friendship are all about gains that we learn from the Mzungus. Us by nature, I cannot even take the blame for that because it's not from us. That fakeness, but they really want something out of you and they're not ready to give you anything, not even their time. But when they need you, they're on your phone, they're on your email, they're on your text messages, they're at your door. These are things we learn from these people. They have little slick thing like fake it until you make it. No, royals don't fake nothing. It's all or nothing. You are or you are not. To be or not to be. There Shakespeare said. It's either you are or you not. So trickery and stuff, of course, we live in their world. So all the evil you learn from them, just use it as a weapon to resist them and nothing else. But when we come into our palaces, when we come around fellow royals, the heart, the light of God, okay? We learned yesterday, love, purity, and justice. When I tell you guys that we are kings by birth because we are descendant of the royal lineage of priesthood of God, it makes all of us kings and queens. A king has to be somebody fair, somebody who stands for justice. That's why you see a lot of people being so reluctant to that king and queen's identity, because king and queen doesn't just make you a leader. A prince or princesses doesn't just make you a royalty. No, it means that there's a covenant behind you guys' crowns. Tatanzambe knows you and he gave you the guideline, how to function, how to move, on earth. So there's a divine accountability for the royals. Okay? So when they crown a king and stuff, what do they look? A king has to be someone who stands for justice. A king is not, playing politics, doing all this thing. Why do you think they hate us? Because when you're messing with kings, you're messing with things of the divine. Purity must be in the midst. Their yea should be their yea, their nay should be their nay. You saw a video I made about Empress Taitubito, right? You see the trickery. These are the people we living around, tricksters. It reflects in some of their laws. There's always a loophole. There's always a way you can get away with not applying the law. So, all this stuff, the law is for certain people. There's always a loophole. You see? Because it reflects the kind of people they are. Okay? We have learned these tricks. You put it in a back pocket, in a backpack somewhere, chilling. You have to know when to deploy your weapons. There's kings and stuff. These are weapons. Don't use that against you, against each other, against your friend, against your family members. Don't use it against anybody you love and care for. Now, when you go to a place where the energy is stiff, you know that they're out to get you and stuff like that. You wear their mask. Okay? It's like you won't show your cards, I won't show mine either. We learn to be smarter, because to survive people, to resist them and to overcome them, you have to learn how they move. All right? So you just have to be very choosy, about the people you allow around you. I don't know if you notice, I don't really want to hammer when it comes to relationships, whether friendships, whether, romantic relationships. What I understood and stuff is when you you set healthy boundaries for yourself and for other people. All right? You are balanced. If you're a woman, you're in a good place where you are being a recipient of that flame light of God. You don't have to worry about who you attract. Okay? You will see that scandalous people, tricksters, stuff like that won't even come around you, because you're vibrating at a level that will not interest such people. Around you, they shake. They feel some kind of way, So your light will blind them. The light of Tatanzambe in you will blind them. So that's why I put more emphasis on us healing, my people. That's why I put more emphasis on us healing. I'm not asking you to do anything I haven't done myself. Okay? I told you that I was crowned in 2016. So what do you think my life was like before then? I was just a civilian, just like you, going to church, ingesting the garbage they have out there to make us believe or whatever. I was just struggling for to find a solid ground, regardless of all my African, background and everything, because I realized I was still in their matrix. I was living in their land. I'm speaking their language. I'm eating their food, and I'm basically filling my soul with their crap. You see? And whether you like it or not, it does something to you. It transforms you without even you knowing. You become somebody else. Okay? So what I did when I came to my crowning and embrace my royalty, I learned everything I needed to learn. I started my own healing by myself, and as I was working on myself, all right, sticking with all my daily ritual. When you wake up, make it a habit to give thanks first thing out of your bed. Make it a habit to give thanks for another day. Tata Nzambe is adding to your life. Give thanks for the sun that's going to warm you up. Simple prayer, because when you already have developed a relationship with Tata Nzambe, you don't need big, long, elaborated prayers. Tata Nzambe looks at the heart. He's not interested in the big, long phrases. So everything I learned through my initiation process, and the coaching after that, I learned how powerful I am. That's why I'm in front of you today, to teach you, to tell you how powerful you are. You have to start by cleaning house. Let go of all resentment. Okay? As long as you resent somebody, you hate somebody, you are a prisoner energetically of that person. We are to ascend, especially us women. When we keep bitterness in our heart and we get pregnant, we're going to give birth to a little bitter baby. And when you observe that baby growing up, you will see that it be the baby that always will be in contention with others, because we have passed down that bitterness to him or her. So for especially the recipient of the flame light of God, man, we can't keep garbage inside of us. So I'm inviting each one of you, my queens and my kings out there, take a notebook, write down on one side the name of all the people who have wronged you. Write down on the other side the name of the people you have wronged. All right? And start the release process. You know that you are healed towards someone or something, a situation, when you can revisit it without getting angry, without getting frustrated, without crying. Then you know when it's still hot, when that wound in your heart is still open, just ask for divine healing. It will come. It will come. I'm not asking you to do something I never tried. In your home, get on your knees, stand on your feet, talk to Nzambe. Tata Nzambe, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to drop this burden. You are the healer of the healers. Heal me. And just keep faith. And how can you heal? Start forgiving people. Those who have hurt you, even before you get the courage to go to them. Because our people, a lot of them are very proudful. They're proud. They won't say sorry when they hurt you and stuff. So when they walk away with a piece of you. As much as they know you suffer, they're going to keep on twisting it. This is some sick individual. A lot of us are still sick. But I want you to be well. You are in my chat room today because you believe I have a message that can help you. So take a piece of paper, start writing down. I forgive so and so. I forgive so and so. In the beginning, you may feel a tightness, especially depending on the gravity of what they did to you. But make it a habit to write it down. Okay? Write it down. Our ancestors, what they used to do when it's something that they really want to cut ties with, they throw it in the fire and they watch it burn. Okay? So, a list of the things you want to get rid of. I want all of you to start that exercise. Get a page. This is who I want to be. This is the Monkosi I want to be. Write down all the characteristics you want that Monkosi to have. We are in the time of our awakening. Tata Zambe receive all our prayers. All we need to tell him is that we are ready. So write down the characteristic of the king you want to be. Vision that king. Give that king a name. Okay? Even though you're not adopted yet, found a Bantu name you like. All right? I particularly like the name Kasembe. All right? I named my son Kasembe, one of my sons. The Kasembe was a kingdom in the Congo area. They fought French fiercely, you know, and they gave them their sovereignty. They left them alone. These are badasses they were for that time. So the Kasembes, they're still there, and I love that name for our boys. Kasembe. All right. I'm gonna post a kind of list of, you know, Bantu's name that you can, and start building that king up. So when you wake up in the morning, give thanks to Zambe for adding another day to your life. Give thanks for everything else. If you can give thanks for the small thing, you will see the rain of abundance coming. Tata Zambe is a loving father just like us. You know, among your children, the one that is like so well-mannered, always say thank you. When you tell them to wait, they give you your space. When, you know, that kid always gets the most. Because a good father will reward good behavior. And gratitude is the way to go. So start by giving thanks, you know, and ask him to heal you. Ask him to give you the strength, the courage to forgive those who have wronged you, because you know he forgives the things you do. So based on that, forgiveness is crucial for our healing. So that's what I did. I started writing down the names of people who wronged me. And it's funny, I will go each time when another name comes. I was like, oh my gosh, I must have really been a punching ball. How people used to, man. So I realized that there was a lot of people harming me, remember, from little, because I was too busy trying to be accepted, trying to hang around people who don't want me. And the reason for that, my mom sat me down, is like, I have to teach you how to love yourself first. And at that time, it seemed like a punishment. My mom told me, spend an hour with yourself. An hour in a day. You stop everything. This is Queen so and so time. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, you know. Check yourself. Check your body. Check your hair. Compliment yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and give thanks to Tata Zambe for the way he made you. Okay? And start loving yourself. Start loving everything about yourself, even your excess weight. Love it. Because it will take love. If you don't already have love, right? You will eat yourself to obesity. But when you cultivate love, you know, either you're going to love yourself exactly the way you are, or the love you have already inside of you will give you the courage and the strength to mold and shape your body the way you want to. Not because somebody else has a problem with the way you look. Let's be clear about that. I'm live. So, not because somebody else has a problem with the way you look. No. But because you want something else for you. You want better for yourself. So start loving yourself. Start practicing that. And you would see, my dear queens, when you grow to the point where you are complex free, a sign of a woman who loves herself is a woman who's complex free. She can wear whatever she feels like wearing that is not to draw attention. You know, Because when a woman loves herself, she doesn't need to have her breast hanging, her butt hanging, her thighs hanging, her hip. No. It's like, look at me, look at me, look at me. I need attention. When you have found the woman in you and learn to fall in love with her, you just flow a whole different way. So my mother taught me to spend an hour a day with myself. And then before you know it, I couldn't break that schedule. I would kick people out of my room. It's Marie time, leave. So you see, when you do the work, has to be internal. I know a lot of us are wounded, but my kings and my queens, please believe me, we can heal from that. Okay? So number one, write down what I would call the blacklist. The people who done you so wrong. Okay? And then you want to wear, you want to write like the white list. It's just like people, you know that no matter what, I mean, if you write something with white ink on white paper, what does it look to you? What does it look like to you? Invisible. So the people who have hurt you have walked away with a part of you, right? They walk away with it. That's why you still ache. You have to take that power back. So you put them in the, how you call it, the blacklist, those who have hurt you, because you're gonna have to take that power back. Remember, black is powerful. That's why I chose the blacklist. Black is powerful. Whomever, took power from you, took, love from you, took whatever, put that in that list, because that power you have to take back. Now, the list of the people, I should say, should be on the list of the people who are invisible. The people who are invisible, now check this out. People who have hurt you, but with whom you have worked things out. Meaning you have taken that power back, or you have confronted. Okay? They should be in your invisible list. It means that basically, it's done. That issue is done and treated with. The uncle who molested you walked away with your life source energy. We will get into that, the sexual energy. He walked away with a significant amount of power from you that is still affecting you. Now you need to take that power back, my people. And what I'm going to ask you to do, I'm not asking anybody to go to this people courtroom. We need to learn to work our differences within, the walls of our homes. But I know that a lot of our sons and a lot of our daughters are broken because of that. And usually the abuse was perpetrated by someone they love and trust. So it makes it even harder. But whomever took power from you, put them in that list. Okay? Whomever ran away with your husband, whomever shattered your dream, whomever, broke up with you after you told them that you're pregnant, whomever, got you in the worst predicament and walked away and never looked back, even like to care, like, are you okay? Put them in that list. So every day, start speaking to Nzambe. See, like Tata Nzambe, they took something of a magnitude, and I still feel the hurt of what they caused. Tata Nzambe, help heal me. Tata Nzambe, forgive them for what they have done, because I know you forgive me for everything I do wrong. So ask Nzambe to forgive them. That's another spiritual secret. When you hear, pray for your enemy. When you pray for your enemies and they stay in that vibration of harming you, they quickly remove from the cosmos. That's what happened. Because when you send that love vibration, and all they do is send, arrows and stuff like that. When you well calibrated, They won't stick around for a long time. Horrible things will start happening to them. Okay, my people, so you have to learn to lighten your heart, especially as women. We can harbor any resentment. So I start with the family today, because if we are to mend that relationship, if we are to build a brotherhood and sisterhood, we have to face these demons. We have to face the people who have harmed us. So keep on asking Tata Zambe to forgive them, and keep on asking Tata Zambe to give you the strength and the power to forgive them. So only once you feel that your heart is getting lighter and lighter toward what they have done, then you can move to the next phase. You pick up the phone, you send a text message, and then you say, you know what? I'm in a good place in my life now. And whatever happened between us, whether you were wrong or whether she were wrong, say that I let it go. As of today, I'm releasing you. Because when you're releasing them, you take your power back. So you could see them, you could bump into them on the street and look at them dead in their eyes and greet. Them saying a word, them doing something doesn't even move or shake you, because you have taken your power back. So start doing that exercise. So sheet number one, the king or queen you want to be. Name her, put her attributes, whatever you want. We will get to start, bringing her to life later. But now we are developing a sisterhood, and as I know, our families and stuff are scattered. We have brought friends around us that broke our marriages. We have brought children around us that did whatever. We have brought people in our home for them to orchestrate robbery and stuff like that. It's heavy, it's a lot, but start taking care of yourself. Okay? Be that brother. So you need to start working on yourself. So let me, quickly go over the role of a brother and a sister. When you call somebody a brother, that person must be a friend. That's why in the video when I was explaining, the word akata, the narrative out there was that, Africans just call all the diaspora akata. Is not true. It's not true. Many of us who have married and have successful marriages, with people from the diaspora and stuff, some of them are living here, some of them are living home. But guess what? They never get to be called akata or anything. Akata is not a brother. So somebody you call brother must be a friend. Okay? The person gotta be of assistance in time of need. A brother shouldn't disappear from your side when you need them. They should be the first one there. Okay? So they have to be a friend, they have to be an assistant, and they have to be a protector. They have to protect your interests. If something happens to your job, your brother knows you have a wife and children. We Bantu people, you know what we do? The family rallies around you. Because we know you have that wife in the house and children. So they mobilize to help you find another job. And the family tip in. They bring grocery. They bring money. They come and give you money. Before that woman start getting mad and start looking outside, stuff like that. You never know. Your brother's shame is your shame. If your brother loses the job, it's not your job. It's not your job to go and say, he's jobless, and laugh and feel better because you still have a job. No, my people, it doesn't work like that. It means that in your mind, you're competing with your brother. And yesterday we covered that which is your brother is your brother. That which is your sister is your sister. So in healing, we have to, number one, learn to let go. You have to let go. You have to, you can forgive people, but if you know they're not close to where they need to be in their journey, leave them alone before they bring that toxicity around. So you protect your brother's interests, you protect their children around you, you protect their wife around you, you protect their house, they're on vacation and stuff like that. So anybody you call brother should, have these attributes. You have to see the brotherhood. Now, we live in a world that has perverted our morals and stuff. We need to learn to cultivate it. African, brothers, African sisterhood. When there's a crisis among a man and a woman, this is when the friends or the brothers and the sister, they sit you down. They counsel you. They remind you the good of your husband. They remind you the good of your wife, But in order for a party of two to work well, the two people have to be in agreement. They have to come to a point, they say, yeah, I know I hate you today, but we have to work this out. We have to talk about this. Okay? You have to be in the same page that no matter the war, you want to preserve. If it's the friendship, if it's the brotherhood, or if it's the sisterhood. Okay? We need to stop acting like savages. So, a brother has to be a friend, a brother has to be an assistant, a brother has to be a protector. A sister should be a friend, a sister should be an assistant, a sister should be a protector. Okay? So, all I can tell you, my people, don't worry about the people around you. Start the work with yourself. When your light starts, shining bright, you will clean house. Some people energetically will no longer be attracted to you. They will not come around you anymore. They will not call you anymore because the vibration coming from you is too strong for them to handle. They're still wearing masks. They are yet to find themselves. So they won't feel comfortable around it. But you have cultivated enough love for yourself. You have cultivated enough. You have been receiving enough purity for yourself and the universe. You have a sense of justice. You know that what I'm doing is the right thing. My sister hurt me. My brother hurt me. But I want to be the first one to go and tell her sister, it's okay. I've forgotten about it. But as you know, I don't know where you stand if you have changed your ways. So for the time being, know that I love you. We don't need to be on each other's faces every day. We don't need to just know I love you and move on and be more recipient of that, the light of light, that light of love, that light of purity. So when you walk in a room, the atmosphere just changes. All right? When you say a word, people feel it deep in their soul because you're speaking from the bottom of your heart. Your energy, you healing people with smiles, with looks, with your presence alone. We are very powerful people. I'm excited about this healing season. So that would be all for today. Remember, when you are well yourself, you will attract people who are just like you. You will clean house. You will tell people the new you, what you stand for. Are they down with it or not? But set healthy boundaries and learn not to resent the people who don't see life or things the way you do. It's a sign of grandeur, greatness of the spirit and of the mind. I can sit in a room with, a person who basically feels that, for example, white guys are a better choice than black guys. I can respect her for whatever reason. All I can tell her is like, you're missing out. I know our men are broken, but some of them are still great, and it's a great opportunity for you to help a brother out, But when you're in a good place, we attract chaotic individuals in our lives because ourselves we're not calibrated well. Point blank, period. Okay? So the work starts with us. So yes, my royals, please apologize to people for the sake of love, of purity and justice. Free yourself. Free yourself. And when you do that, the toxic people, I'm telling you, the toxic people will fall from around you. Okay? I will not suggest anybody to take abuse. Our parents were never abusive to us. Africans are very loving. Remember what I told you, we love our kids like the baboon love hers. You know, abuse is not something that came from a savagery, beating people. Like some people, they beat their spouse, male or female. We have some female who are very violent, but we also have some males who don't respect the female space. So you won't have to worry about these kind of energies when you are completely healed yourself. So start the work. If you know you tend to attract the same kind of individual, quiet everything down, start working on yourself, get your notebook, okay? Create that queen identity that you are to claim. It's the time of our awakening. All right, what does it mean? Our people are ready to come back. Be that Queen Zinga. Queen Zinga, your daughter, I'm ready to receive your guidance, your counsel. Our people are very much alive, and I don't care what anybody say. So after I did my work, people started falling from around me. I'm like, wow, who's next? It was almost that. And then came my divorce. I'm like, okay, now what else? What else am I going to lose? But it was for the betterment because I had now entered a new frequency. Many couldn't follow me. I was now a crown queen, connected to the divine, her creator, Tata Zambeyo. So you see, but you know, when you are peace, you know, when you are pure, when you are loving, even your external appearance changes. You morph into something else because the light of God is feeding you on daily basis. Okay? So now let me go to the chat. Let me interact with my beautiful and amazing. I see you, my people. I see you in the chat. All right. Oh my gosh. I see all my I see all my Mwananas and all my Mwatatas over there. I see Banatatas and Banananas over there. Of course, Monkosi Ernest Parker, he's always the first one to be in the chat. Bantu Mother, Alson Philippe Fortune, Mbolo. So thank you. I hope this video, I hope you took something, you walk away with a golden nugget. You know, we need to, don't take that word lightly. Brother, our people say, Mwana, Mwatata. Okay? So we are bound to have a relationship beyond that which, you know, just involving in you. Because there's that mother between us, there's that father. So when we're successful in doing that in our families, we can take it in the community. And then we tell our brothers, you are more tata, you are more nana, because Tata Nzambe say we all came from him and we are one. Okay? So wow, I've been here, time went on. Oh wow. Okay, I never want to stay for so long. But I hope my beautiful and amazing Royals of Afrika, the message. Paulette said, out of many, we are one. Exactly. We are one. We are one. We are one. So when remember, my dear Royals, when somebody goes crazy on you, say, hey, moi tata, Muanana, calm down. Another word I'm going to teach you is malembe, right? Our people in the Congo, I love the Lingala language. It's a beautiful language. It's in our songs, it's everywhere. So, our people, they say malembe, easy, easy, easy. Okay? The thing is not, when you see someone really rattle up, they need help. You need to be poised, because when you poise, this is when you can receive, you can connect with the other side. No fear, no nothing. So starting today, ladies, let's start the work. Write down. Have people on the blacklist, because black is power. Whoever took power from you, put him on that list and start practicing, asking Zambe, because Zambe has to do that surgery first, because some pains are just too painful. Zambe has to be the surgeon for that. And as your heart goes lighter, gain the courage and contact the person and say, you know what? Peace. Because at the end of the day, you are Mwanana. You are Mwatata. Okay? So to my beautiful and amazing Royals of Africa, that we all for today. Tomorrow we will continue our teachings from our amazing brothers over there in Zola Bantu. We will tackle on part 1, the woman being the guardian of the sacred flame of God. Okay? So interesting. I'm loving all this. So until next time, my beautiful and amazing Royals of Africa, you are amazing the way you are. I want you to know that I, your queen, I'm so proud of you. Okay, I don't care what anybody say. My people are broken, but they will be made whole again. It doesn't matter. I love you the same. We are superhuman beings, and that's what we're gonna shoot for. So I don't care those who are savvy. Make sure you're patient with each other. Give some of your family members, give them the time, give them the space, but you are the light bearer in that family. So, help heal them even from a distance. Send that light, because when you heal, remember, we are the recipient of the flame, light of God. So the recipient, it makes you the distributor as well. Okay, so you send that light to them, send that love vibration, and as you do that, as Zambe continue to bless you, we need to be in the service of Zambe. We need to be in the service of helping his children. Remember, those you hate so much are his children too. Okay, my lovely. So peace in your palaces. Yes, palaces are the dwelling of royals. Love in your heart and unity. All right? I love you so, so much. Until next time. Mwah.